Gracious God, creator of the universe, and yet the lover of my soul. Alpha and Omega, and yet I can call you friend. I don't have to beg you for anything, but I can thank you for everything. God, I thank you because this is the day that you have made, and I can rejoice and be glad in it. Thank you for this day of magnificence and glory and splendor. God, I thank you for life, health, and for strength. I thank you for soundness of mind. I thank you for peace, love, and joy. I thank you for the essence of you that envelops me right now, from the crown of my head to the soles of my feet. We thank you for this day of manifestation. We thank you for the day of revelation. We thank you for the day of impartation. We thank you as you move in the midst of your people to bring us to the greatest times that we've ever seen since the foundation of the world. Thank you, Lord, that for this time and for this season, you've allowed us to be a part of your move in the face of the earth. I thank you, God, for the revolution that you're bringing forth, God, even in the midst of the earth right now. And I thank you for the opportunity to be a part of what you're doing in this hour, because in the last days, saith God, you said you would pour out your spirit on all flesh. And so now we thank you for the pouring out. God, I thank you for the rain and the move of your spirit. I thank you for fresh oil. I thank you for new wine. I thank you for the new thing that you're doing. I thank you now that it does spring forth. I thank you, Lord, that you've called us to be the head and not the tail. You've called us to be above only and not beneath. You've called us to be the lender and not the borrower. You've called, God, that our storehouses would be full and increase. God, I thank you because even I decree and declare that the people under the sound of my voice, even now, are moving in the might of your strength. Not by might nor by power, but by your spirit. I thank you for those that are the sons and daughters of God that are called because they walk not after the flesh, but after your spirit. I thank you for the rising up of the people of your kingdom. I thank you that your kingdom come. I thank you that your will be done, even now in earth as it is in heaven. I thank you, Lord, because you are moving in the midst of your people mightily as never before. Raise us up, oh God, to the standard of what you've called us to be. God, I thank you for the standard of greatness. I thank you for the standard of holiness. I thank you for the standard of moving as the sons and daughters of yours, and not as vagabonds, not as those that never knew you, not as those that are confused and confounded, but God, those that know who they are in you. I thank you for the knowing. I thank you, God, for knowing you. I thank you for knowing your presence. Thank you for knowing your Holy Ghost power that gives us the ability to be successful. Your anointing that gives us the power to rise up and be called blessed. Thank you for that is in us. Thank you, God, for all things that pertain to life and godliness. Thank you because we are not confused. We are not deceived. And we thank you for that clarity of mind and the clarity of vision that allows us to walk forth as kings and queens, as princes and princesses in the kingdom that walk in the earth. We thank you that we are your beloved, and we rise up as the apple of your eye. We rise up, oh God, as those that you love with all of your heart. And God, we love you back. I thank you for soundness of mind. I thank you for soundness of spirit. I thank you that healing is our bread. Healing is our deliverance. By the stripes of Jesus, we're already healed. And we speak forth that healing even now for those that need it. Thank you, God, for every stripe that was taken. Thank you for the bruising. Thank you that he was wounded for our transgressions, bruised for our iniquities. The chastisement of our peace was upon him. God, with those same stripes we declare and we speak healing in Jesus' name. We give you glory. We give you peace. We give you honor. We give you blessing. We give you might. We ascribe all of these things unto you because they are yours. Thank you. The fruit of my lips giving thanks unto your name. Ever giving you all that is yours. Glory, honor, power, dominion, majesty. It's yours. I decree it and I speak it In the mighty name of Jesus, it is so. Amen and amen. Well, good morning, good morning, good morning. I want to welcome you to today's edition of Yes You O Cube. What does O Cube stand for? One-on-one, because it's just me and you. I am your spiritual thought leader, Regina L. Stillman, and I want to appreciate you for joining me on this fine day, you all. Yes, it is Thursday. Can you believe that? The week, you might as well say the week is over, y'all. It's just over. It is Thursday, March the 9th in the year 2023. And I'm so glad that you joined me here on this fine day. Yes, it's another day's journey, and I'm glad about it. Now, I appreciate everybody that's here in the room this morning. So much mad love to you. You know how we get it started. We like to come around and see who came in this morning while we slumbered, slept, and slobbered. But there were those that were out there in the VIP section getting ready to get in Grandpa Holmes's chair. So with that, we're going to go ahead and get started on today. Because listen, I looked up and what did I see coming for to carry me home? I saw a T. Summers coming after me. T, I want to appreciate you for coming in the VIP section this morning. You said, if I had known, I would have got here a little earlier. Congratulations to you. Thank you for coming in, and we appreciate you. We appreciate you for getting in the VIP section this morning. Now, I said congratulations, and that congratulatory remark is just for you getting in the VIP section, because listen, there have been some days it's been so jam-packed in there, could nobody else get in that room. So you were able to make it in this morning, T. Mad love to you, and yes, you just might try your hand next time and see if you can get in there. All righty to you, and so much love to you. Now, at the meantime, we had the security out there. Yes, he was out there taking care of the saints this morning. Thank you so much, truck driver. We appreciate you. Appreciate you, appreciate you. That's my Mufasa right there. That's my Lion King. And the beautiful thing about him, he wants to make sure that everybody is safe and sound up in this piece. I thank you, truck. And look, that's a handsome man right there. You better ask somebody. That's my brother from another mother. Truck driver, thank you for taking care of the sisters while they're inside. Now, I want to get to the three that actually got in and got a chance to sit. The VIP section, listen, Tall Pumps. That VIP section is hot. That VIP section is hot, Tall Pumps. They're not playing in there. And I really do. I love the camaraderie and the conversation and the love that they share. Everybody that's in there. It's just a beautiful, beautiful thing. I come in and I read the comments and I watch all the memes. These memes are the cracks. Let me tell you, these memes are the absolute cracks. I come in and I check all of that out and I enjoy it every morning when I come in. So, yes, it's on fire, Queen Shauna. It's on fire. Now, the three that came in and got an opportunity to have a seat, they got to choose their seat and sit down. We're going to start with those three right now. The third person in the Lion's Den this morning was none other than Queen Shauna. You did that, girl. Come on in here. Come on, come on, come on. Don't you want to go? Yes, that's my Canadian sister right there. She came in and got her a seat. Check her out. She said, I'm going to choose my seat and sit down. Listen, they came in crowning and carrying on. They did a little bit of everything this morning. And I'm not mad at them. I'm not mad at all. And congratulations to you once more and again. Appreciate you, sis. Now, the second person to make it into the Lion's Den and is going to sit on that love seat right over there next to Queen Shauna is another queen in the house, and that person is
Cassandra Isaiah, girl, you did that. Come on in here. That's my beautiful sister right there. Yes, Cassandra, go ahead and sit your lips, hips, and your fingertips right over there on that love seat next to Queen Shauna's. We got two queens together. Two queens. I'm trying to tell you, two queens. Come on in here, and congratulations to you for being seated on the throne. Now, the winner of Grandpa Holmes' chair, listen here. Din darn, you did that, sis. Come on in here. Oh my goodness. She's the queen. She's the queen to be. The queen. Oh, okay. Y'all don't want me to do that. She's the queen. You come on. Congratulations. You are the winner of Grandpa Holmes' chair. Empress Meow. I feel like singing this morning. I'm going to give it to you one more time. Yes, she's your queen to be. The queen. The reigning queen of the VIP section and Grandpa Holmes' chair. So much mad love to you, sis. Nothing but love. Did y'all like that rendition? Did y'all? I just thought I'd sing a little bit this morning. She's your queen to be. Truly she is. And I appreciate you. Listen, I'm telling you, if you all don't hit that 12 o'clock, if it's 12:01, you're too late. Because these babies do not play. They get those lips, hips, and those fingertips in Grandpa Holmes' VIP section. I love every last one of y'all because y'all just so special. You're just so special to me. And I love you. I love you. I love you. Now let's come around and give that mod love. You know how I like to do it because listen, I got the best mods in the world. I absolutely positively do. They are the absolute best. There's nobody like them. Shelly Thunder, that's my girl. That's the prophetess. Yes, she comes in bringing scripture. She comes in praying for the sick and they shall recover. She comes in praying for the brokenhearted and the downtrodden and the discouraged. She prays for everybody, saints, but she'll also block your tail. I see you, Tall Pumps. Thank you for that mod love. Din darn, I see it. Stacy 546, Z Lady C. Come on in here. Empress Meow. I appreciate that mod love because they truly are deserving of it. I want you to know truly they deserve all the mod love they can get. Then we've got the Rebel Inc., the leader of the pack, my day one, my Ace Boon Coon. Yes, she is a streamer, y'all. And if you're not following the Rebel Inc., quit your ways. Quit your wicked ways because she's going to bless your whole life. Just stay with us. They are the dream team. Shauna, they are the dream team. I couldn't have asked for better in my dreams. They are absolutely positively. And thank you for that mod love. I see you, BTD Mom. Thank you for that mod love. Yes, the Rebel Inc. Hold on to your weave, hold on to your wigs, because we're going to be going over there in just a few minutes. As soon as we wrap up here, we'll be headed over to the rebellious ones in Rebel's house for some anti-morning bangos. Yes, we're going to get a little bit of that, and we're going to have the cracks. Yes, we're going to. Listen, we didn't even need the cracks. The Rebel Inc. was having some difficulty. I see that mod love, the Rebel Inc. She was having some technical difficulties on yesterday. We didn't need the cracks. She was the cracks. That room was the cracks. Everything was the cracks. It was the cracks without the cracks videos. I tell you, you don't want to miss it because if you just need a good chuckle and a good laugh, come on over there. Now, it is an adult stream, so that cracks were had, the Rebel Inc. Cracks were had. And we still want to know these crushes. Oh my God. We got to talk about these crushes and folk just got to confessing. I love it. I love it. I love it. Listen, I don't tell. When I get secrets, I don't tell. I'm all grown up. You know, they used to say, if you got a secret, don't tell Regina, because listen, she's like an old broken refrigerator. Can't keep nothing. But listen, I've grown up. I've learned how to lock my lips. But they were telling over there all of the people that they had crushes on, and I got tickled. It was really funny. And I even saw the Rebel Inc. blushing a few times, but that's okay. That's okay. I'm not going to tell on that one either. And then we have the Quiet Storm. Yes, Michelle Brownell. That's my quiet storm. That's my beautiful sister that changes the atmosphere just by being in the room. I love me some her. She is absolutely positively the best. Listen, this is my blessed Trinity, and thank you for everyone. Dr. Dady Priest, I see that mod love. I see that mod love. Everybody's just giving us the mod love. Michelle Brownell, listen. Michelle Blushing went forth on yesterday. Michelle Brownell Blushing went forth. Shelly Thunder, the cracks in the blessed quietness. Woo! That was good. Now, I just want y'all to know. Let me tell you what. Let me come back on screen because listen, I want y'all to see me on this because listen. If inquiring minds wanted to know, let me tell you. Did y'all notice that the Rebel Inc. did not post up yesterday's stream? I don't know if anybody else noticed this. Now, normally she gets off the stream and she's immediately cutting that stream up and getting it out there and posting it up. Now, this is what we got from Rebel yesterday, because mother blushed several times. At all, Shelly, at all. This is what we got from Mother yesterday. That's what we got from Rebel. That's what we got from Rebel yesterday. She got out there and she got to blushing and she got Dr. Dady Priest. Do you hear this? What we got? That, my friends, is what we got from Rebel. Did you notice that, Queen Shauna? Did you notice there's not a piece of a clip, Shelly Thunder? Not a piece of a clip resides out there. Because listen, I'm telling you, Crushes got told on yesterday. Crushes got told on yesterday. And the saints were confessing left and right. Blushing went forth left and right. The saints, I'm telling you, the saints, they were confessing. If you confess the Lord, call him up and tell him what you want. Well, listen, Jesus was on the main line yesterday because they were calling him up and telling them what they wanted. And I just sat back and watched it and I got tickled. Not even a piece of a clip, Shelly Thunder, appeared. And it just is what it is. I love y'all. And listen, we headed over there. We gonna have some more cracks on this. But the real cracks is your twin trying to give me the safe word and I didn't recognize the safe word. Some of y'all, we can't help you. Even if we tried, we can't help y'all because y'all can't catch a hint. So at the end of the day, we had listen, great times were had over there. That part, Shelly, that part, great times were had over there on yesterday. If you missed it, don't miss it today. But I told her, after her stream went off and her videos would not work, I said, child, the Lord didn't mean for them videos to work because, honey, truths were being told. True confessions were going on. So it was not intended that there would be the mess up because, listen, that was a show all by itself. Please believe it. That was a show all by itself. Empress Meow, I don't know what the safe word was, but you got to comply with it for it to work. It didn't work. It didn't work because listen, at one point, Michelle Brownell was about to spill all the tea and listen, Rebel laid all the way down. Do you understand the words that are coming out? Rebel laid all the way down and I didn't think she was coming back. I didn't think she was coming back because, listen, Rebel was so embarrassed. Rebel was just like, and I said, now Michelle is about to tell it all. She's about to spill all the beans in here. She's about to spill all the beans in here. So at the end of the day, yes, Rebel was feeling some kind of way. It did not work, the Rebel Inc. It did not work. Rebel said, you can't tell Michelle sugar, honey, ice, or tea. Woo! You can't tell Michelle. Listen. You can't give her. Listen. This is what Rebel is saying. Anybody that didn't understand the words that were coming out of her mouth, this is what Rebel was saying. This is what you can't tell. You can't tell Michelle nothing. Michelle, when she laid down and didn't come back up, that part. And when she came up, her face was fully flushed. Woo! Listen, cheering. It was great. It was great. If you missed it, you missed it because she didn't put up not near a clip. If you missed it, you just missed it because she didn't put up near a clip of yesterday's. She was, listen, I'm trying to tell you. We didn't get, we ain't heard. I'm going to tell you one more time. That's what we got from Rebel. That's what we got from Rebel. Rebel didn't tell who. Listen, we got to talking about them crushes and folk got embarrassed. Folk got to confessing. Folk got to telling. And Michelle, I thought you were right on the verge of putting it out. I thought you were right on the verge of putting it out because, baby, listen, Rebel, I just want you to get the part of the clip where you went down. You don't have to put nothing else up. Just put the part where Michelle said what she said and you went down. You went down like you were being baptized in Jesus' name. You went down, and I mean, but this is the thing, it didn't come back up for me. You went down. I saw bubbles in the water. You went down, baby. You went all the way down, not just partly down. You went all the way down, Shelly Thunder. She went all the way down, and when she came back up, her cheeks were rosy. When she came back up, her cheeks were rosy. Do you understand? Mother was blushing. Michelle, that part. Michelle said, you see, Rebel, she said she wouldn't put you out there like that. She wouldn't put you out there, but she had you sweating. She had you sweating. She had you really sweating. I was like, ooh, mother about to spill the beans this morning. Mother about to spill the beans. Oh my goodness, it's my dearest friend. Come on in here fairly all day. Good morning to you, my dearest friend. So good to see you in the room. And we in here cracking on. Listen, yesterday, Rebel and that stream that she did on Hidden Crushes took me out. That stream was the best. Even though she's not going to put it up. Even though she won't let anybody see it. But how many, if you want to see just the part where Rebel went down in Jesus' name. No, she didn't, not for the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost. She just went down one time. Her soul was snatched. She was, listen, I got something for you. This is the way, listen, Child Pump said she was Titanic down. Listen, she was Titanic down. That sister didn't come back up no more. She said, hit the road, Jack. Don't you come back no more. Mother went down. She went down. Do you hear me? She went down. Maddie Mayday, we going down. Yes, her soul was snatched. Oh, you put it up? Rebel said she put it up. She put it up yesterday, but it's being deleted after today. Listen, they had this is going to be my show this morning, Rebel. This is going to be my whole show. Listen, Rebel, they had a whole hype train off of trying to get the names of the crushes. They had a whole entire hype train trying to get the names. It was the cracks, y'all. It was the cracks. Now, for everybody that was, man, down. Shelly Thunder, Mother held. Listen, Mother held. I'm telling you what. At the end of the day, she never let go. Empress never let go. At one point, she turned purple. Queen Shauna. She'd been down so long, she just turned purple. She didn't have any more oxygenated blood flowing through her body. She was losing color. That's how long she was down. Rebel talking about I'm sick of y'all. We having whole shows on you, Rebel, because you a whole topic. You are a whole town topic all by yourself. You don't need videos. You don't need bingo. Don't need to work. Bangos don't need. We just a whole show on you and your shenanigans, girl. That's all we need. Now, that's my intro. That's my intro to my mods. So there you have it. Because listen, Rebel and that stream on yesterday took the cake. So everybody didn't see it. You better go see it today because she said after today it's coming down. So if you missed it, go see what you can see because she's got it down for just a few minutes and that's all. Now listen, I'm going to come around and I'm going to say good morning to everybody because I have entertained myself. If you didn't enjoy up to this point, I have enjoyed up to this point because I am having a ball talking about Rebel and those crushes that went forth on yesterday. And I'm telling you, she held, baby. She held. She didn't give it up. She didn't tell. She didn't put it out there. And listen, Michelle held too because she was awful close to the edge and she was about to tell, but she held her peace. And let the Lord fight her battle. And victory was had. Now listen, y'all. I love every last one of you in the room. That stream yesterday was the Pure D Cracks. That's all I can say about that. That stream yesterday was the Pure D Cracks. And Rebel, I love you, girl. You know I love you. But listen, you couldn't have blushed any harder than you were blushing on yesterday. And I loved every minute of it. The harder you blushed, the harder I laughed because that thing tickled me. Now, come on. I'm going to say good morning to everybody. And listen, I done talked so long, I done missed the opportunity to scroll. My computer said, no, we ain't scrolling back that far. You just going to have to figure it out. Because listen, you done talked all this time. And I'm still tickled, Shelly. I'm still tickled, Michelle, because that was the cracks. It was funny. It really was. Now, as we get ready to come around, I want to speak to everybody that's in my chat. I'm going to have to skin a cat another way because I done talked about the Rebel so long, my computer said we ain't going back. But it's more than one way to skin a cat. Please believe it. I want to say to Stacy 546, good morning to you, this my dear sister. So much mad love to you. Then we had Dr. Dady Priest. Dr. Dady Priest is in the room. She is the high priestess of Twitch. If you're not following Dr. Dady Priest, quit your wicked ways. Quit your wicked ways because she's going to bless your whole life because engagement matters, beloved. Engagement matters. Come on in the room and so much mad love to you. Then we had the Rebel Inc. Yes, the Rebel Inc. came in. So much mad love to you, my sister. And yes, we've had a whole show cracking and joking on you this morning, but you know, we love you. You know, we love you. We absolutely, positively, we love you. We love you. There's nobody like the Rebel Inc. I love this little child. I tell you what, this little chocolate drop right here, I love me some her. She is a whole blessing and a whole vibe all by herself. Now, listen, I appreciate everybody that's in the room this morning. Let me come around. I'm trying to make sure are the alerts working. Lavinia Christine, that's my sister from Kansas City. Kansas City is in the room. Yes, everything should be working unless there's something going on in OBS. Now, OBS been clowning. Anybody been having a problem with the streamers out there? OBS has just been clowning. It's getting on my nerves. I'm telling you. Now, I want to appreciate who else is in the room. Dendarn, my UK from, my sister from the UK, my beautiful sister. So much mad love to you. Come on in the room. Blessings to you. Coming on down and I'm looking and I'm seeing who else is in the room. And Empress Meow is here. So much mad love. Thank you for being in the room, Empress Meow. So much love coming to you. Come on through and blessings upon blessings be yours. Truck driver, my Mufasa. He's parked outside working security, but he's also, that's my Mufasa right there. That's my Lion King right there. I love me some him. And you want to come in here on Sunday mornings from 7 o'clock to 7:15 and get some thug life devotions. Traumatized humans unable to grieve, but we found a way to flow. We found a way to go. And truck driver is taking us there. We on a ride with him. Just everybody just pile in the back of the truck. and come on and ride with us. Now, coming on down, and I'm looking and I'm booking, and Z Lady C is in the house this morning. So much mad love to you. And so many times Z Lady C is actually here. She's working and lurking. But she came in this morning and spoke, and we're so happy to see you this morning. Nothing but mad love to you. Coming on down, and I'm seeing who else is in the room. Queen Shauna, that's the lovely one. Yes, the lovely one is here. She was in the VIP section this morning just cavorting and going forth and crowning folks, and she does it all. She does it all. When I come in, all my work is done because Queen Shauna has already, she done worked the whole room, y'all. When by the time I get to the VIP section, Queen Shauna has worked the whole entire room. I appreciate you, sis. Keep doing what you're doing. Coming on down, and I'm looking and I'm booking and I'm seeing Tall Pumps is pumping tall. That's my beautiful sister. I love me some you. She is the moderator for Woman Unsilenced, and Woman Unsilenced was on yesterday. Unfortunately, I was not able to be there, but listen, I'm telling y'all, I want you, if you have the time and the opportunity, when Woman Unsilenced, hit that bell, hit that notification button. When Woman Unsilenced is streaming, please go out there and check my sister out, because she has some of the best, some of the best programming on Twitch. I want y'all to catch it. Tall Pumps, I love me some you, and good morning, beautiful sister. And they kept working on me yesterday till they finally got one of them calls, but I'm not gonna say it this morning. I'm on my P's and Q's. Coming on down, and I'm looking and I'm booking, and BTD Mom, that's my biggest big sister. She's beautiful, she's gorgeous. She is the illustrious BTD Mom. Good morning to you. Come on in here, sis. And you know I love me some you. I'm looking to see who else is in the room, who came in while I was in the basement, who came in the basement while I was upstairs. Now let's take a look and see. I'm checking it out. I'm fairly all day. My dearest friend, she's in the room. She's in the midst. Come on in here, sister. Come on. That's my friend. That's my sister. That's my dearest friend. And I love me some you. Good morning. Be safe out there if you're traveling. I don't know if you've made it to the office yet or not, but please be safe out there on those roads. Now looking and booking, and Michelle Browno. Yes, loose lips sink ships. Michelle Browno. Loose lips sink ships. Michelle Browno is in the room, y'all. She's in the room. So much love coming to you, and I'm glad that you held together. It was right on the tip. It was right on the tip of your tongue. Listen, but you made it. You made it. Yes, you did. And then Shelly Thunder. Yes, the thunderclap is in the room, and I'm telling you, it's good to see you this morning. Blessings and love, and you are precious to my soul. And I'm still listening. This picture, every time it pops up, it just, oh my goodness, Shelly Thunder. I don't know where I've been that I've been missing this picture, Shelly. I don't know where I've been that I've been missing that picture right there. But child, let me tell you, I'm telling you, oh Lord Jesus, it's a fire. Coming on down, and I'm looking and I'm booking and I'm checking out. I'm making a list, I'm checking it twice, and I already know who's not in, who's nice up in here. Because listen, y'all come in acting up. You come in acting up, and I know your works. Coming on down, and I'm seeing, is there anybody else in the room that I missed here this morning? Who else came in the basement while I was upstairs? Did I get everybody? It looks like I'm coming on down. Because this conversation about rebels, a double spirit. Come on in here. There's my double portion. Good morning to you. It's good to see you this morning. Blessings upon blessings. That's my double portion right there. She is the moderator, a moderator for Engagement Matters. So much mad love to you. Come through. K2 Hoop, there's my girl. You better hoop. There it is. Hoop, there it is. K2 Hoop is in the room. So much mad love to you. I appreciate you for being here. Everybody in the club getting tipsy. I heard you had a little too much over the weekend, but that's okay. I love you. Come on in here, sis. And nothing but mad love. I saw that in Discord. I'm telling you. So at the end of the day, there's a whole lot going on out there in Discord. I'm telling you, it's a beautiful place to meet and chat. Coming on down, and I'm looking and I'm booking. I got K2 Hoop. And then again, I want to come back and catch my sister, Lavinia Christine, all the way from Kansas City. I appreciate you for being in the room and in the chat this morning. Now, listen, we have a good time I'm like this. I'm not that one. You're the naughty one, K2 Hoop. Go on and confess it. Listen, this has been a week of true confessions. This has been a week of true confessions. That's all I can say. Y'all out here telling on yourselves. Nobody has to tell on you. You all are telling on yourselves. So, I'm like, at the end of the day, there's no better way than to be told on. You do it yourself. And so, listen, you're doing it yourselves. And so I love it. Listen, it's nothing like being transparent. There's nothing like telling it like it is, because at the end of the day, you was doing a lot this weekend. You were doing a whole lot this weekend. Lord Jesus, but you're here. Now listen, this is how we gonna do it this morning. You know how they say, when you come in the room, speak to somebody. MCP 812, thank you for that resub. Listen, sis, we're building something. And listen, Dr. Dady Priest, thank you for that resub. I just looked up and saw it. Thank you for that resub. We're building something. 21 months long, Dr. Dady, 19 months long, MCP 812, otherwise known as Two Tambourines, Two Tams. I appreciate y'all. We're going somewhere and we're doing something. So thank you so much. And you're going to do some more this weekend, K2 Hoop? Hoop, there it is. Come on, girl, do your thing. I'm not mad at you. Now listen. It was reported to me. Get your coffee cups. Get your coffee cups out. Get your coffee cups out. Because we're going to talk this morning. I'm going to start, if I may. I'm going to start with those news from View clips that are out there, because several of you have put things in. I like to try to get them in every week. I try not to miss what you all. I see those coffee cups, Double Spirit. I see those coffee cups, Dr. Dady. I see those coffee cups, Stacy 546, MCP 812, Tall Pops. Come on, and let's get this fresh brewed coffee. K2 Hoop, I see you. There it is. Now here we go. This is what had happened was, Queen Shauna, I see those coffee cups. Come on in here. What had happened was, whilst we slumbered, slept, and slobbered. I'm trying to tell you what happened, y'all. Yes, I'm having to do some work here with my studio. Listen, my side piece is really clowning up on me. But that's all right. We're going to keep on moving. We're going to act like we don't see all these little blips and clips going on in this. Because I'm like, looky here. I'm about sick of you. I'm about sick of you. But that's okay. When y'all come back tomorrow, it's going to be fixed. I tried to fix it last night, but honey, it's still trying to play with me. You can't be tried twice. I see you, Empress. Y'all out there talking. Y'all really going for it. Now listen, this side piece, K2 Hoop. Now, I just have to say, listen, Lord, please turn this water into wine. Because I just have to say, this side piece of a studio is about to get on my last nerve. I mean, the very last of my nerves. Please believe it. So listen, I'm going to keep on going. I'm on just as we can, as we flying. But at the end of the day, I will say I've totally reconfigured my studio. So that's part of, we're getting it recalibrated. I appreciate those of you that have been keeping me on point and on top of the sound, because we recalibrated that. And then everything about the studio has been completely done. So if you see something, don't feel it's whisper me. Let me know if you catch something that I missed that still needs to be tweaked. I'm working the bugs out as we go. But hey, that's what you do. When you're rolling live, you just, whatever's out there, you just take it as you go. Now, we're going to come around and we're going to look at the different things that you all have put in the not the VIP section, but actually in the news from viewers. You all have put some very, very good things out there. Truck driver, I'm telling you, truck driver keeps me completely, it's lock, stock, and barrel. He keeps me loaded up. I'm going to touch on a few things, and I'm going to try to get all of the news from viewers that you all have put out there. I'm going to try to catch up quick, fast, and in a hurry on today and try to get there. I'm trying to see. Oh, okay. I think I've already shown that one. Okay, here we go. Now, I thought that Tall Pumps put one in about water, and I was really wanting to show that one as well. And I will get that one shown today if I get a chance. It was an excellent, excellent clip, Tall Pumps. I appreciate it. Now, here we go. This right here is a matter of being able to take some time and appreciate these babies for what they've done. I love it. I love it. I love it. Howard University's swim team just won their first ever championship in 30 years. And so you see this young team right here of Lions that are out there doing their thing. Now, as we come to the point of, come on, Empress Meow, we're going to give it up once more and again. They became the first black team to win the Northeast Conference title, period. And so I always like, anytime we start talking about the youth and what the youth are doing, a lot of times people always have something negative to say. Let me pull myself over. They always have something negative to say about what the young people are or are not doing. But in this instance, they are showing themselves and showing themselves strong. I appreciate, Truck Driver, the fact that you're bringing this to our attention. And thank you. Give it up one more time for, again, we don't just talk about the negative information, but we always like to also highlight those that are out there doing their thing and doing it in a grand way. Just love it. Absolutely, positively do. Now, we're going to look at what else do we have. I'm trying to get this adjusted here just real quick, fast, and in a hurry. All right. And the rest of that we'll figure out later. At the end of the day, I want to always be a voice for the positive things that are happening in the community, not just the negative, because we've got things going on out here. As we talk, sometimes I know we can really get into a vein that seems like it's all negative. And so for those that I ask and those that bring information that uplifts and highlights the community, I want to say thank you to you that do that. I really appreciate that, Truck Driver. Now, 15-year-old award-winning scientist. I want y'all to see this clip right here and appreciate what is coming to the table here. And let me make sure, let's get the sound on. And here we go.
Paul Lester is a scientist, business owner, and tech ambassador.
My job is just to expose everyone and allow everyone to have access to STEM and know how fun it is.
Born curious and creative, Temple went to a camp when she was 8 where her passion for science was ignited.
Walked in, I was so excited, and I realized that I was the only girl and one of the few people who looked like me there. And the camp counselor was like, "Oh, you're a girl, so you're going to be our princess." And I thought, hey, I don't want to be a princess at a science camp. I want to be a scientist.
A love for science that led her to want to be a leader for others who look like her.
We want Black and brown youth in Atlanta to see technology as an enabler of their future, of their dreams, and the ability to unleash their genius.
Microsoft Philanthropies manager Erica Smith says Temple is the perfect ambassador to attract other Black and brown kids from the Atlanta area to the possibilities in tech, and for them to understand that high-tech careers are within their reach.
It's integrated into music, fashion, content creation, and they can be the next geniuses who become billionaires.
You don't have to have this nerd persona of glasses and suspenders to be interested in STEM.
We're committed to Atlanta, we're committed to young people, and we're here because we want more diverse talent in tech.
Lori Wilson, Channel 2 Action News.
Temple's first event at Microsoft is this weekend.
She's having events and whatnot. I want to give it up for her. I love it. I absolutely love it. Yes, they had the people shook. I see you, Dr. Dady. They had the people shooketh with their abilities. And swimming and science, come on. I'm telling you, these young people are out here doing it. I love it. Now, actually, I want to say, to give some props, Crazy Berrytown is not here, but I think Captain Pumps is out there. Captain Boots, I'm sorry. Captain Boots, I done put all the captains and pumps and shoes and everything together. Captain Boots is out there doing his thing on the swim team as well. I want to give it up for him because he's making waves out there. And so at the end of the day, we don't have to feel like we are out or left out in any area. It doesn't have to be what everybody else is doing. You can go out there and do what Tiger Woods. When we look at Tiger and what he brought to the golfing community and the phenom that he was, even at such an early age. But you're talking about sports that a lot of times people of color and Black people do not participate in. But at the end of the day, we can excel in all areas. Come on, we're gonna give that applause, Shelly. We're gonna give it K2 Hoop. When I found out that Captain Boots was swimming and doing phenomenally well, I said yes, yes, and yes again. Let's not feel, as a matter of fact, I want to appreciate MCP 812 is in here. Her sister, my cousin Linda, way back in the day before we saw even as many black female gymnasts, she had those babies in the gymnastics program and they excelled. They traveled all across the country. And it was listen, black people are commodity in sports. I hear you. They don't own teams. They make rich white folks money. Now that's a conversation I'd love for us to have, Empress Meow, because why? The question begs, why are we not beginning to launch out and operate in some of these areas? And instead of us just making money for others, why can we not begin to do some things to make money for ourselves? We know that we are very, very, what's the word I want to choose selectively here? We know that our aptitude and our skill levels are very, very high. Ads the Great, good morning to you. Come on in here, and so much mad love to you. And I hear what you're saying. And now we could have a whole nother conversation, and y'all not ready for me. We could have a whole nother conversation about how we have taken sports and actually turned it into what I oftentimes envision nothing different than cockfights, dog fights, and whatever. And especially, I get you, Empress. You don't have to digress. You don't have to digress. You got a whole essay. You can come on in. Ads the Great, so much love back to you. Because this is an area that I think we should look at. I am for sporting competition when it's not vicious, when it's not violent, when it's not utilizing people's gifts and talents, but not caring about the people as people and casting them aside. I think we need to look at that. I think there needs to be a conversation surrounding that. I think we should not have, and I can tell you right now, I have a dear friend of mine whose child didn't get away from high school and had already encountered a very, very traumatic head injury. And so his life and their life is forever changed because that head injury has transformed them and everything about them. And so I just want us to, yes, there's something to be thought through and understood about how we're putting our young people out here and utilizing their bodies for other people's financial gain. And then we just throw the kids away. Because listen, nobody, the same way they were clamoring around him when he was sports great and doing and representing the school in the sport, you don't see that same clamoring now that he's injured. So I agree. There's a whole lot of conversation that needs to be had revolving that. Around that. You love football, but it treats players like disposable pawns. I agree with you very much on that, Empress Meow. And this is where I'm saying once more and again, I think to have sports and to have sporting events and then step back and look at how we push that forward and how we're treating those young people's bodies. What we do with the contracts where people at the top, people that own these teams and they're making money. And even let's look at the college level. If you're looking and realizing that maybe the students themselves are ineligible to take money themselves and make endorsements and but those schools are making buku money in those programs. Those schools are making bank, and those children that are making those schools rich get nothing. So you get mad and heated. I get you, Empress Mount. And I understand that. It's a conversation that definitely needs to be had. It needs to be the whole, and can I just come here? The whole country needs to be revamped. Can I just say it like that? Really, really, really. Now, this is my opinion. Because at the end of the day, and I can go ahead and throw some shade. One of the reasons why I won't let your oldest play exactly Ads the Great. And I'm going to throw some shade right here. I'm going to put my shades down. Because at the end of the day, what we have seen is different facets of slavery that still make racist white people wealthy. And I said what I said. Because again, black folks are not owning these teams. Black folks are not making the money, and so on and so forth. So what we're finding are breakouts of continuation of how I can own your body, how I can own, i.e., how I can own your talent, I can own your gift, I can utilize you just like I do my cows. I can utilize you just a livestock. I started to name them off one by one and name by one. Bishop Ronald B. Andrews, there's my brother. There's Mr. Integrity right there. I love you so much. I love you, Bishop. Come on in the room. My bishop is here. So much mad love to you. And I'm so glad to see you in the Lion's Den. You know, I love me some you, Bishop. I love me some you. So listen, K. Marie S. is in the room. Come on in here, and so much mad love to you as well. Empress me out. Black folk can be the best at the sport but they can't sign the checks. And we need to have a conversation. We need to have some shifting. Listen, shift and lift. That's what I heard in my shando when I was lying down last night in my meditation time. I heard shift and lift. It's time for some shift and lift. So this is the thing that I would say. Nothing stops us, and we can say money, but listen, if we all, and this is the problem, we can't get the all or none. If we all got together and we took our stuff and walked and left the peepers without our talents and gifts, and unified and did our own thing. Now, you know, everybody's like, well, what are we going to do? Have two Americas? We already do. Like we don't. We already do. We have two Americas. There's an America for one ethnicity and color of skin and amount of melanin. And then there's another one for everybody else. For whatever reason, like we keep wanting to play this game. Now, y'all not ready for me. Now, Empress, we here. For those of us that keep wanting to play this game like that's not the truth, what are we doing? It is the truth. It is the truth. So this fantasy idea that we keep wanting to put forward that we are, it's just one big happy country. No, it's not. No, it is not. And black people in all areas. Now we're talking about sports, but I can promise you, I can come on your job and black people are being utilized the same way. Y'all, now, I don't care. Y'all, listen, y'all know, go ahead. Cause you know how I am. No cream, no sugar. We take this coffee strong and black cause I tells it like it T-I-Z-Tiz. Now, for whatever reason, we keep marching around talking about we shall overcome someday. We can overcome today if we would unify. Now, everybody's not trying to hear that kind of messaging. I get it. Come on, Fairly. You understand what I'm saying? Everybody's not trying to hear this kind of messaging. But I promise you, Z Lady C, you guys on your jobs, you guys, and put yourself in fill in the blank scenarios. We as black people are still being utilized as labor. We're being utilized as money makers. We're being utilized as creators, and imaginations in our minds are creatively coming up with if we go back and look at how many different ingenious inventions black people have made, but did not participate in any of the money. Did not participate in any of the windfall of what those creations and what those different things that we made. We have no shares in that. So, Empress, you said we're gonna be on the res next. We already listen. Now, Empress, me out, and I hear what you're saying. Not only will we already are. Can I just go there? We already are, Empress me out. We call them the slums. We call it the inner city. Call it whatever you want to call it. We already are. And this is the fiction that we continue to push as if we're not. We are. You go down in that impoverished community. That's our reservation. And at the end of the day, you know, I can say so much along that line, but we can't even get fresh air. You know, we can't, well, you know, so at the end of the day, Disco Darren, come on in here. This is my brother and he's a streamer, y'all. If you're not following Disco Darren, quit your wicked ways. Quit your wicked ways, because he's going to bless your whole life. You said this before, as a Black Americans, we're tired of the marching, protesting, and etc. We need to see progress. And I feel the only way we're going to really see progress is if we start uniting together and start taking ownership for our own stuff. All manner of intellectual property has and is being misappropriated, Dr. Dady Priest, and say that again. So at the end of the day, we continue to see these different ways, these different methods that, say what you want to say, we still are on the plantation. And in many areas, so many of us are having to say, yes, massa, because if you don't, you'll find yourself unemployed. So, hello, I said what I said, and I'll add to it before I take it back. Good morning, Twana's Twitch. Come on in here. Mad love to you. She is a streamer, y'all. If you're not following Twana's Twitch, quit your wicked ways and follow my sis, because she's going to bless your whole life. Redlining Central, Dr. Dady Priest. Listen, at the end of the day, you talking about we on the reservation, we already are. We already got our own res. And it's concrete. It's concrete. It's dilapidated. And then when it gets attention, we find the attention is for nothing more than gentrification. You're getting ready to come in and make it better, make it nice, because you're getting ready to take it over. You're getting ready to raise the rent so astronomically high that we can't afford to be here. There's so many issues and so many areas to be addressed. And I'm still going to continue to say to Black people and people of color, why do we continue to refuse to come together and unite our forces and create the world that we want to see created? We built this country, y'all. And at the end of the day, I'm not going to listen. I'm telling what God loves is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God. And I'm going to add to it before I take it back. I know that what I'm saying is the truth. Let me tell you, the best plan, and I'm going to say this, and some of y'all may get mad at me, unless you got a patent at your company, the engineers definitely provide creative and innovation. Come on here, Double Spirit. You better talk. Definitely provide the creative and the innovation that's going on in your company all the time. Listen, all the time. This is nothing new. And my thing is, when are we going to wake up and smell the coffee? So at the end of come on, Disco Darren said something, and I'm going to read it because he's not lying. Now they're lynching Black Americans with the ink pen. I may not have a noose, and y'all know that brother from Tennessee put in for the nooses to come back and start hanging folk from the tree. But I may not have the noose, but I can hang you with the ink pen. Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? So half of your tribe, Arez, is from slavery. I hear you, Empress Meow. I hear you. And so at the end of the day, these are issues and areas that I say, come on, Chris G 7878. Good morning to you. That's my girl right there. I love me some you. That's the only way we will make it, when we need to build our own. And I said, listen, I'm not, now see, I'm not going to ask you for a seat at the table that I built. I'm not going to ask you for a chair that I made. If I made the table and I made the chair, why wouldn't I go make my own table and chair? Y'all can have that table. You can have that chair. I got another one built over here. Am I talking to anybody? That's the part. Now, this is where I was getting ready to go, and some of y'all are not going to like me here. So come on, Fairly. Please believe it. And they have been lynching us with the pen. So you went dueling to come back. You want dueling to come back. I'm not advocating violence. So please believe, because I feel like this. We have enough genius creativity. I don't need to resort to violence. Now, this is my personal opinion, because some of y'all do, y'all love, y'all go there. Y'all whoops, ask yous. Y'all whoops, fill in the blank. Y'all, you know what I'm saying. Y'all whoops people's tail. I feel like this, when we really come to a place of not being barbaric, I don't need to lay my hands on you. Do you know how much genius we have in the minds of black people? We don't have to lay our hands on nobody, because we can outthink the peepers. We've been doing it since slavery. We can outthink the peepers. I don't care if we come up with coded singing and you understand the code of what the song means. I don't care if it's learning a whole nother way to speak in a whole nother dialect, listen. Even for the folks that are mad about Urban Dictionary and Ebonics, basically all that is black folks saying we're going to find another way to speak that you don't understand the meaning of those words, or it may have a double, triple, quadruple meaning, but you don't know what it is. And that's what tickles us when you see folk run around trying to use words. They don't even know what the words mean. We've been coding ourselves since day one. So at the end of the day, we've always found a way to work around it. Have we not? We've always found a way to do what we needed to do. So this is all I'm saying. Why do we not come together? That part right there. They know about us, and that is why the major in divide and conquer with black folks. They listen, let me say this, and Dr. Dady, I'm going to contend they know that about us, but they don't know us. I said what I said, and I'm not being racist here. I'm just talking the facts. They listen, they know about us in some ways, but they don't know us. And so the divide and conquer is only effective because they have put so effectively the divisive mentality in our hearts, in our minds, in our brains, in our body. I promise you, something can be going forth in such a positive way, and I promise you, black folk will find a reason to divide from other black folk. I said what I said. And I'm not even going to, let me not even just make it black folk, because even when we saw in the civil rights movement, we started seeing other people. Like I said, our house is on fire. I don't care what color the firemen are. I don't care what orientation the firemen are. None of that makes any difference. I just need folks to help put the fire out. How about that? I just need folk that'll help put the fire out. So this is the thing between the haves and the have-nots, between the racist and the non-racist. There has to be this ability to come together. But every time you get a movement where we start coming together, the first thing that starts to take us out is division amongst ourselves. Now, even when I say that, I'm not going to lay all the blame on black folks. I'm not going to lay all the blame on people of color, because this has been indoctrinated, inbred. This has been utilized. This has been perfected. This has been, I'm telling you, they got this recipe down. Come on in here, Andra Penn. So much mad love. That's my sister from Kansas City. So much love to you. Oh, this is your first time in the chat, but I appreciate you for being here. And yes, I'm telling the truth, Andra. I'm telling what God loves, and that's the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God. The thing that I cannot understand is why we continue to sleep on the realities. If I made the table, if I made the chairs, let's make the table and chairs for ourselves. Why do we keep making the table and chairs and then come back and say, but they won't give us none of the money? What do you mean they won't give us none of the money? Come on. What do you mean they won't give us none of the money? Empress Meow, I'm going to say it once more and again. And I'm going to say this because I do have a clip. I don't know if it's in here, but I understand exactly where you're coming from. This is where we need to heal and come back together. I'm not getting ready to fight 10 steps and draw. I'm not getting ready to kill. Because now, if the truth be told, Empress Meow, and I'm going to come here just for a second, because I identify with my Native brothers and sisters, but the Native Americans had black slaves too. Now, for anybody that didn't know that, there were many reservations. And this is why so many black people were often identifying themselves, I got some Native American in me, because they came off of the places where Native Americans held black people as slaves. I said slaves, not as brothers, not as sisters. There were whole reservations that had slavery operating with black slaves. And that's why you have so many black folk coming out saying, oh, I'm Native American. No, you're not. You were a slave, and you were a descendant of a slave that was being held in slavery by Native Americans. And that part right there is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So I'm not going to resort to violence, Empress Meow, because if I resort to violence, I'm going to have to kill some of my natives too. Y'all understand the word that is coming out of my mouth? I can't resort to violence, because if I resort to violence, I'm going to have to find some of my Native American brothers on the res and some of the Native American sisters on the res, and I'm going to need to kill y'all too. An eye for an eye and a tooth. Listen, a tooth for a tooth leaves everybody blind and toothless. At the end of the day, black people have been enslaved by everybody, including Native Americans so we're not going to go there. So that's why I said we got to find another way. I hear you, Disco Darrens, but violence is so satisfying in the moment. But at the end of the day, all you're going to have is a bunch of dead people. That's all you're going to have is a bunch of dead people. And that's why I'm saying, even if we're going to get down to it. Now, this is the difference. Yes, Don Cheadle, he was definitely, he definitely double spirit. Thank you for that. His family was descended from slaves who were held slaves by Native Americans. I said what I'm going to let that sink in. I'm going to let that sink in. Because if black folk are going to turn on everybody that held us in slavery, listen, the Native Americans about to get slaughtered too. It wasn't just a white thing. Now, the difference between Native Americans and white folks was that the Native Americans, more times than not, were not intermarrying and intermingling with their black slaves. That part right there is a major difference. I said what I said, and I'm gonna let that sink in. Because listen, y'all done took me there. So while we having a Black History learning session here, because my Native brothers and sisters are not off the hook either. Some of them did not. Empress Meow, exactly, just like some white folks didn't have slaves. I agree with you. But there were whole tribes and nations, Empress Meow, there were whole tribes and nations of natives that had black slaves. Come on. We gonna tell the truth and shame the devil. So you took in black folks as slaves. Okay, your particular, I'm gonna assume here, Empress Meow, you're talking about your particular tribe. Now, if y'all want me to go back and get deets and have a whole conversation on this, we can, because there were many, Empress Meow, many nations of Native American tribes that had black slaves. Many. Many that had black slaves. So I got to keep the record straight, because a lot of times, even in the point of understanding, when we talk about many, Dr. Dady Priest, M-A-N-Y, many. So I can't let that slide. That's why I'm saying I'm not advocating taking out the sword and getting everybody that enslaved us. We'll be killing folk from now till Jesus come. You understand the words that come out? Violence and retaliation in that way is not the answer. I said what I said, and this is what I believe. So at the end of the day, this is why I say we can walk hand in hand without seeing eye to eye, but we got to tell the truth, The whole truth and nothing but the truth, because there is that imagery that's often put out from the native side as if they were not egregious of committing the same slavery acts that our white counterparts were imposing on black bodies in this country. And that is a lie. It's a whole lie. And I'm going to call it and read it for filth, because at the end of the day,
why you always lying?
I said what I said. So this is where I say, I don't care. The house of black people is on fire. I don't care if you're Native American. I don't care if you're whatever ethnicity and culture group that you want to come from. Whoever wants to help put the fire out, put the fire out. But what we cannot do is continue to lie about the narrative, because the first thing that we need to do is tell the truth and shame the devil. I said what I said, and I'll add to it before I take it back. We cannot keep having this narrative as if this did not happen. We cannot keep having this narrative as if this is not the case, because the truth will make us free. So at the end of the day, this is where I'm saying we got to tell the whole truth about everybody. And I'm very proud to be a black melanated woman. I'm very proud of my heritage, that whether it was a Native American that held my family in slavery, or whether it was rich, racist white people, or whomever held my people in slavery, still I rise. Oh, I feel something right there. Still I rise. Nothing on earth gonna hold me down, because we have the ability. I don't care who has risen up against us. We have had the ability every single time to rise above it. I said what I said, and I'll add to it before I take it back. I meant that thing. I'll add to it before I take it back. So I'm not going to begin coming out and raising my hands against this person and that person, because there's very few clean hands in these here United States of America. There's very few clean hands when it comes to how black people have been treated in this country. Very few clean hands in all groups, ethnicities, tribes, and nations. I said what I said, and I meant what I said. So that part right there makes me step back. That part right there. And so I look and I say to us, and us again is anybody on the fireman squad that's willing to come and put the fire out. I don't care who, where, why, what, how. I'm just looking for folk that are ready to come help put the fire out. But what we're not going to do is start lying and making up stories and giving an alternate narrative to something that is not true. That's what we're not going to do. That's what we're not going to do. We can't make up narratives that fit and feel good to us. Tell the truth, shame the devil. Do y'all hear me talking this morning? Now, what we need is the ability to come together, and anybody that wants to join the cause of putting the fire out, because at the end of the day, I'm going to say it once more and again. We built this country. Now, it was stolen. I'm not going to deny it was stolen from those that were already here. But at the end of the day, when we were brought over here, and now let's be clear on this, there were black people here too. There were black people already on this continent, even though we don't want to acknowledge that as well. But understand this, when we look at everything that has transpired and transacted down through the years, at the end of it all, we have seen black people who have built this country in our blood, sweat, and tears, and we've received nothing. I said what I said. We didn't even get a reservation. All we got was the slums. You understand what I'm saying? We didn't get a check. Hello. We didn't get no land. Listen, I'm talking in here. And we labored for everybody. I said what I said, and I'll add to it before I take it back. We labored for everybody and got nothing. Every color hand has been involved in the mistreatment of black people. And you are absolutely correct right there, Disco Darren. Now, I'm going to say once more and again, that's not everybody that's in that racial or that demographic makeup. Because listen, there were white folks that didn't have slaves. If it hadn't been for the Quakers and some of the white folks, we never would. A lot of people that escaped slavery never would have made it. Because the Underground Railroad was very, very much run and made possible by white folks. So please understand, I'm not talking about any scenario where all white, there ain't no all and none. Anytime you get into all and none, all everything and nothing, you already know it's a lie, because nothing is all and nothing is none. There's going to be something. There's always going to be an exception to the rule. There's always going to be somebody that lives, abides, and resides outside of that segment right there. Don't ever fall for the all and the nut. All and nothing is a fallacy right there. You can start right there. You ain't got to think about it. You ain't got to pray over it. All and none is a fallacy just by virtue. Am I talking to anybody? But at the end of the day, the majority was thus and so. Good morning, SK8843. Come on in here. We're in a heated conversation this morning. Honey, Empress Meow done, but honey, he done took us on to the other side. We done crossed over to the other side. Come on here, Crystal Method. Good morning to you. We talking truth up in here. We cannot, and this is the issue that I have when we start retelling our stories or not telling our stories as black people and people of color. This is how we lose. Some of y'all don't even know your heritage. You don't know from whence you've come, because you don't know anything about your grandma, your grandpa, your great. You have no idea, because one of the things that was so effectively done in this country was to listen, not only can you not speak your language, you're going to get another name. What's your name? Kunta Kinte. No, your name is Toby. What's your name? Kunta Kinte. No, my name is Toby. What's your name? Kunta Kinte. Chop your foot off. What's your name? Toby. We couldn't even have our name. Y'all ain't ready for me. Couldn't have the language. Then by the time you get finished splitting us up hither, thither, and yon, Daddy went to the north, Mama went to the south, brother went to the east, and the other one went to the west. Identity. The identity was stolen on purpose. That was the plan. Y'all not ready for me. I wasn't trying to have Black History this morning, but just since y'all done brought me here, let's have a conversation. The identity of who we are. And I'm saying, even for those that are still out here wandering in the streets, carrying on a certain way, they're still confused about their identity. Talk to many of these young folks and you identify very quickly the reason why they're so confused and doing some of the things that they're doing. They're searching for an identity. They're searching for something that they can identify with and to and who. All of that. Looking for. Some of y'all still looking for identity. I said what I said. And when we understand, oh my God, listen, it's in here. Let me see if I can find it, because we had the thing where sister was giving a good teaching. I know I'm gonna come on out and come live, because listen, everything else just got nixed, y'all. Because y'all got me. Listen, now what I did do, because I didn't get it in school. I went to a predominantly white school, and listen, this is for everybody of us that we were, and I'm not knocking the fact that my parents put me in a school system where I was being very well educated, and listen, it was a beautiful opportunity. But at the end of the day, SK8843, thank you for those roaring biddies. We're building something. I appreciate the school that I was in, but the school that I was in gave me nothing about my identity. It gave me nothing about from whence I've come. It gave me none of that. But this is what I did. And this, I'm telling you, anybody can do this. I studied and I researched for myself because I wanted to know my own history. Don't tell me the history you want to tell. Now, I'm going to tell you what, because if I come right here and some of y'all going to be mad at me right here. Some of you all got the same teaching that I got. Ronzi, I see you. There's my niecey. Come on in here. So much mad love to you. Some of y'all got the same education that I did, which taught that the Black Panthers were a violent and negative group, a faction of black people that listen, the Black Panthers made the food and feeding programs that we see working in this country came from the Black Panthers. So many of and they were not violent. They were not out here killing up folk. Matter of fact, they got murdered and slaughtered like they were animals. And the stories that they taught you in your history book was a straight up lie.
Why you always lying?
Let's talk about that, K2 Hoop. It was a straight up lie. And some of us were out there repeating the same stuff that we were taught in our schools. And we got folks black folks looking at other black folks like, oh no, I don't want to be, let me unshade because I'm telling the truth right here. Yes, the free breakfast program in schools came from the Black Panthers. All the government did was kill them up, take the programs that they made, implement them like they came up with it. And all they did was take those people's program, made them look bad like they were animals. And who was really the animal? Because you the one came in and shot folks up while they were in bed sleep. I said what I said, and I'll add to it before I take it back. I said what I said. And for everybody that's scared of the Black Panthers, I want you to be clearly understood in your thinking the lies that they told on those people. I said what I said. And I'll add to it before I take it back. I said what I said, and I'll add to it before I take it back. Star Simmer Rose, come on in here. No, we don't want to hear that though, K2 Hoop. That's why CRT is such an issue. We don't want the true stories to come out. We want you to continue to believe what we keep propagating to the people. We want you to believe the stuff that they still out here telling and lying on the people. Done stole their stuff, killed them, and then came out with the alternative narrative. I said what I said. Go ahead and behave, Empress Meow. I see you behaving. I see you behaving. Because at the end of the day, I said what I said. Whew. Now, here we go. I love her. I've always loved her. And she doesn't play. But can we come here for a second? Can we just come here for a second? And please believe when I say once more and again, I am not reverse racist, as if there is. I'm not in reverse racism. I'm telling facts and I'm telling the truth. And at the end of that, go ahead and drink your wine, baby. I need the Lord to turn my water into wine too. Emotions are everywhere. I hear you, Empress Meow. Listen, at the end of the day, these are some things that we don't want to acknowledge in this country. But this sister's going to come with some real talk. This is some real talk. And these are some conversations that need to be had. And we need to stop.
Why you always lying?
And this is not to be divisive. This is to say, first and foremost, let's acknowledge the truth. Let's honor the truth, because the truth is what's going to make us free. Let's get to the truth, and then let's bind and band together so we can make a different reality. Because as long as we out here flying and going around in these lies, baby, these lies that have been told, and these lies that continue to be perpetuated and propagated. Listen, don't believe the lie. Woo, Jane Elliott is the real business. Listen, and Dr. Dady Priest, all the way back, the blue-eyed experiment that she did, and you talk about folks get mad, baby. Folks was heartless, mad, ready to slay folk and everything else over the blue-eyed experiment. But baby, I love me some Jane Elliott, and she gonna talk to you right now. Here we go.
You are all members of the same race, the human race, which started with black women between 300,000. Don't interrupt me, I don't have much time. Now, White folks, you don't like it, but all you are is faded blacks. Every one of you, if you trace your DNA back far enough, you're going to find that some of your DNA came from Africa. Because we all have the same ancestor back there, every single one of us. And those of you who think you don't have are obviously from outer space. Now, that means that every one of us is a 30th to 50th cousin to every other person in this room. Well, every person in this room who considers himself or herself a biracial person, stand. Don't you stand. Don't you stand. People, we have to get rid of the language of racism. I'm not a teacher. Teachers dispense facts and figures so that they can get their kids ready for the end of school testing. I've been called a trainer. You train dogs and horses and members of the military. I don't train people. I'm an educator. The word educator comes from the root duck deuce, which means lead, the prefix e, which means out, the suffix ate, which means the act of, and the suffix or, which means one who does. An educator is one who is engaged in the act of leading people out of ignorance. In this country, we spend a lot of money on what we call education. It isn't education, it's indoctrination.
And I'm going to play that one more time for the people in the back, because listen, Mother is teaching on this morning. And at the end of the day, you heard what she said. She's not a teacher. She's an educator. I love the distinction that she made even there. Listen to her one more time.
You are all members of the same race, the human race, which started with black women between 300,000. Don't interrupt me, I don't have much time. Now, white folks, you don't like it, but all you are is faded blacks. Every one of you, if you trace your DNA back far enough, you're going to find that some of your DNA came from Africa. Because we all have the same ancestor back there, every single one of us. And those of you who think you don't have are obviously from outer space. Now, that means that every one of us is a 30th to 50th cousin to every other person in this room. Well, every person in this room who considers himself or herself a biracial person, stand. Don't you stand. Don't you stand. People, we have to get rid of the language of racism. I'm not a teacher. Teachers dispense facts and figures so that they can get their kids ready for the end of school testing. I've been called a trainer. You train dogs and horses and members of the military. I don't train people. I'm an educator. The word educator comes from the root duck deuce, which means lead, the prefix e, which means out, the suffix ate, which means the act of, and the suffix or, which means one who does. An educator is one who is engaged in the act of leading people out of ignorance. In this country, we spend a lot of money on what we call education. It isn't education, it's indoctrination.
Can I play it just one more time? Music Spasms, I see you. So much love, my brother. Come on in here, because we're getting educated today. We're getting it, not teaching. We're getting educated today. Here we go.
You are all members of the same race, the human race, which started with black women between 300,000. Don't interrupt me, I don't have much time. Now, white folks, you don't like it, but all you are is faded blacks. Every one of you, if you trace your DNA back far enough, you're going to find that some of your DNA came from Africa. Because we all have the same ancestor back there, every single one of us. And those of you who think you don't have are obviously from outer space. Now, that means that every one of us is a 30th to 50th cousin to every other person in this room. Well, every person in this room who considers himself or herself a biracial person, stand. Don't you stand. Don't you stand. People, we have to get rid of the language of racism. I'm not a teacher. Teachers dispense facts and figures so that they can get their kids ready for the end of school testing. I've been called a trainer. You train dogs and horses and members of the military. I don't train people. I'm an educator. The word educator comes from the root duck deuce, which means lead, the prefix e, which means out, the suffix ate, which means the act of, and the suffix or, which means one who does. An educator is one who is engaged in the act of leading people out of ignorance. In this country, we spend a lot of money on what we call education. It isn't education, it's indoctrination.
And this, my beloved, is what I am thoroughly standing against, the indoctrination. As she said, we've got to come to a point where we stop the language of racism, because the reality of it, whether you're Native, whether you're Asian, whether you're Caucasian, we all came from one seed. And at the end of the day, even though folks don't want to appreciate it and acknowledge it, that was Black Mother Eve. I said what I said. Black Mother Eve. And let's go here with the genetics for those that really want, because I think it might have been this group. I think it might have been that. No, because at the end of the day, that black gene is dominant. I'm going to say it once more and again for everybody that wants to play this little game. Well, maybe it was this and maybe, no, it was Black Mother Eve. Because Black Mother Eve is the only gene that can reproduce and make all of the other ethnicities. There's no other ethnicity that can make the other ethnicities. And all those other genes are recessive genes. I said what I said. All of those other colored genes are recessive genes. I'm going to say it once more and again for everybody that keeps wanting to play this game because y'all don't want to acknowledge you came from black women. Every other gene is a recessive gene. I said what I said, and I'm telling the truth. You can go back, go get the science, go look it up. Y'all want to take the science when you want to talk about this, that, and the other, but you don't want to take the science when we start telling you the truth about coming from black people. So at the end of the day, that dominant gene that has the ability to produce every other ethnicity is the dominant gene of Mother Africa that all living life came from, and every other that came out of that came from the extension of recessive genes. And I said what I said. Now look that up, roll that up in your pipe and smoke it, because that's the truth. It's the whole truth. And it's nothing but the truth. T. Summers, come on in here. That's my sister right there. And she is a streamer, y'all. She is a streamer. Listen, if you're not following T. Summers, quit your wicked ways and come on and follow my sister. She is a professional in your traveling, and she is the partner to our Boss Energy Christmas cruise. So much love coming to you. Mad love, mad love. Now, I'm not saying this to be divisive. I'm saying this to bring us back together. First and foremost, if we can acknowledge and understand the source and the root from which we all have come. So listen, Cassandra wrote, not education, but indoctrination happening in this racist nation. The years fly as targeted souls die. Come on here. You better rhyme up in here. This is the thing I'm trying to get us to understand. If we can recognize and identify that we all come from one blood, but don't try to play no games with me. You didn't come from this, that, and the other. You came from Black Mother Eve, whether you want to admit it or not. I said what I said. You came from, they would rather say they came from monkeys than from a black woman. Den darn. They would rather say they came from monkeys than to say they came from a black woman. I said what I said. Now, you've got B. Richards. Woo! Y'all done really put me on. Let me see if I got her out there. Let me see, just because I played her the other week, but I feel like I need to play her again. Because at the end of the day, people, at the end of the day, the black woman and black people have been utilized for everything. Mothers of the universe. And this land that we have come from, we've been utilized for everything and produced everything, but we have still been the least of all. I said what I said. I ain't no ape with the cell phone, Empress Meow, so you can have that if you want it, but I ain't no ape with the cell phone. You help yourself on that one. I don't receive that into my shondo. You go ahead and ape yourself right on in with that cell phone. That ain't me. That is not me. But at the end of the day, I'm going to come back to be here once more and again. Woo, y'all, we up in here this morning.
Is right.
We up in here this morning. Y'all see, yeah. Cause listen, I will give you an education on Black history because I'm studied in this and I don't have to bite my tongue And I'm not just talking about what I'm giving you is not even the tip of the iceberg. We just covering some basics, superficial kind of stuff. We ain't even getting deep. This isn't deep. We can get deep if you want to go deep. And that's why I studied. I can go all the way back past the pyramids and beyond. So don't play with me. Y'all don't want to do no black history on me up in here. Because listen, y'all be crying when you leave up out of here. So at the end of the day, because this is what I say, if you don't know from whence you've come, and if you don't know who you are, people can tell you anything. I mean, absolutely anything, and you'll believe it. If you show them who you are, T'Challa. And because I know who I am as a black melanated woman, that I know life sprang from my loins, all of life sprang from my loins. You ain't gonna get me to bow my head. You're not gonna get me to make me feel negative about myself. You're not gonna, none of that. I know who I am. And y'all get so happy knowing whose you are, talking about Jesus. Some of y'all need to know who you are in this natural flesh right here. I know who I am, and I'm a black woman. Melanated and beautiful. Come on here. The queen of queens. Y'all ain't ready for me. And my husband was king of kings. And our children were princes and princesses. And you're not going to make me feel bad about myself because you want to try to make yourself feel better then. I know what I know, and you're not going to take it from me. I know. Even you came out of my loins. How about that? I'm royalty. And this is the thing, and this is why folk can't understand it. Black folk are not out trying to hurt all the other races, that even though the cruelty that's been done against us, why are we not trying to hurt you? You're my children too. I said what I said. Even you can try to disown all you want to. At the end of the day, I'm not trying to hurt you. I'm not trying to kill you. You're my children too, because even though you might be less melanated, even though you might name your name as European or this, that, and the other, you still came from my loins, and these are still my children. I said what I said. And I'm not trying to kill any of my children. Woo! These are they, Dr. Dady. I'm not trying to kill any of my children. Y'all, you understand? Listen, what she said. I'm not trying to kill any of my children while you're trying to disassociate. And at the end of the day, your recessive gene is the only thing that's making you different, look different than what I look like. Your recessive gene is the only thing that's making that difference. But baby, at the end of the day, you came from me. You better recognize. You better recognize. And this is what people don't want to deal with. I said what I said. So listen, y'all, listen, you got me going. You should not have done it. You should not have done it. Because here we are. But at the end of the day, I don't apologize. There's nothing for me to apologize for. There's nothing for me to apologize to. Because I'm telling you the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God. 713, you on time. Come on in here. So much mad love to you. You can get mad and try to denounce and deny me all you want to. When the end of it is all said and done, I'm your mama. I am. I'm your mama. I'm your sister. I'm the one that brought you into this world. Now, I'm going to play this once more and again, and we're going to get ready to get up out of here. Because, listen, I'm trying to get y'all to I'm your mama, K2 Who. As mad as you want to get, come on in here. I see some DJ Miss Classic coming in the room, y'all. DJ DJ Miss Classy, she done caught me right at the right time. I'm your mama. Y'all better listen, you better understand and you better recognize. I'm your mama. Woo! Come on up in here. DJ Miss Classy just raided. Thank you so much, DJ Miss Classy. Listen, this is my sister and she is a streamer, y'all. If you're not following DJ Miss Classy, quit your wicked ways. Quit your wicked ways, because she's going to bless your whole life. I love me some you, sis. Thank you so much for the raid. Sight Giver, I see you. One reason, the Bishop of Twitch is here, and I see you. So much love to you. Come on in here, Miss Fee 07. Come on in here, Sir Tommy Williamson. Come through. I see you, DJ Miss Classy. I love you, me some you. Thank you for coming through. And for everybody that rode that raid train over here with DJ Miss Classy, Mr. Carter Monet, come on in here. Welcome to all the raiders, because y'all caught me right now and I'm in the middle of something, but I had to stop and say good morning to you. Thank you so much for being so kind to come on over. Nothing but love to you. Nothing but love, nothing but love. To your left. Hey. Now walking on back. To your right. To your left. And now walking on back. Simply Kim, I'm so glad to see you. Come on in here, sis. Come on in here. To everybody that rode that raid train once more and again, we gonna do this before we get up out of here. I got one more thing to show you. Rock that raid. Come on here. I love y'all. I love you. Now, I had to go here, but y'all missed me on my input. I'm your mama. To every other ethnicity, to every other culture, to every other group, that's respect your mama. SK8043. Respect mama. Y'all not ready for me today. Respect mama. And this right here, this. And I'm gonna say it loud because I'm black and I'm proud. Respect mama. Because you, at the end of the day, I'm your mama, whether you like it or not. Now, to all my racist brothers and sisters, y'all about to have a cow, but it just is so. It is so. It is so. I'm your mama. And this is the thing. I'm talking about some boss energy here. Even for us of color and for black folk, when you understand these are our children out here acting up. These are our children up here cutting up. These are our children out here acting a fool. At the end of the day, don't you ever forget, these are our children. They came from our loins. They came from our genes. They came from our DNA. They came from our genetics. And all they got is a recessive gene. Do y'all hear me talking to you? I need you to step up. One of my favorite, that show that had the dinosaurs and the thing would say, not the mama. Sight Giver, listen, I'm talking up in here. So much love to you. Come on. Understand, not the mama. And this is the place when you actually get down to it, when we look at our children, when we look at all these ethnicities out here, when we look at the end of the day, not the mama. I'm your mama, and don't you ever forget it. Hold your head up. Strut your stuff, put that arch in your back, put your chest out. I'm your mama. And you ain't gonna make me feel no other kind of way. Do y'all understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? Do y'all understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? I'm your mama, I'm your daddy. What you not gonna do is clown me. Oh, you better recognize I'm your mama. Baby, that recessive gene done took. Say right giver. Listen, at the end of the day, and I'm going to say it once more and again, this is why we're not out here trying to kill up all the other folks. These are our children. And that's why you don't even get that energy from black folk. This is the thing that white folks that have been racist are scared of. They're scared they're going to be outnumbered and black folks are going to rise up and turn on them and kill them and treat them like they treated us. No, we're not trying to treat you like that because we recognize I'm your mama, I'm your daddy. I'm not trying to kill any of my children. Am I talking to anybody? Now let me play this, get out of here, because we got to head on over to we got to head over to Rebels. We on our way over to Rebels to mess with her in just a few minutes. But listen. Y'all, you should not have done it because y'all got me started, and it's a whole lot more where that came from. This ain't even the tip of the iceberg, babies. I got so much down in me, and this is why you will never make me be ashamed of my blackness. You will never make me be ashamed of my melanated black self. You will never make me feel some kind of way unless I ain't less than nobody. Because at the end of the day, and this includes the misogynistic and patriarchal black men, you'll never make me feel less than, because baby, you came out of my loins. Who are you talking to? You, sir. You, ma'am, came out of my loins. What you not gonna do is make me be second class, second rate. Nothing. You came out of my behind. I said what I said. Woo. Y'all about ready for me to quit, ain't you? I said what I said, and I'll add to it before I take it back. You came from between my legs, and what you're not gonna do is tell me I'm second rate. Let's get this video going, because listen, I feel this all down in my shondo. Here we go.
That I, a woman black, should speak of white womanhood. My husbands, my fathers, my brothers, my sons die for it, because of it, and their blood, chilled in electric chairs, stopped by hangman's noose, cooked by lynch mob's fire, spilled by white supremacists' mad desire to kill for profit, gives me that right. I would that I could speak of white womanhood as it will and should be, when it stands tall in full equality. But then, womanhood will be womanhood, void of color and of class, and all necessity for my speaking thus will be past, gladly past. But now, since it is deemed a thing apart, supreme, I must in searching honesty report how it seems to me. White womanhood stands in bloodied skirt and in slavery, reaching out adulterous hands, killing mine and crushing me. What then is this superior thing that in order to be sustained must needs feed upon my flesh? How came this horror to be? Let's look to history. They said, the white supremacists said, that you were better than me, that your fair brow should never know the sweat of slavery. They lied. White womanhood too is enslaved. The difference is degree. They brought me here in chains. They brought you here willing slaves to man. You, shiploads of women, each filled with hope that she might win with ruby lip and saucy curl and bright and flashing eye, him to wife who had the largest tender. Remember? And they sold you here even as they sold me. My sisters, there is no room for mockery. If they counted my teeth, they did appraise your thigh. Sold you to the highest bidder, the same as I. And you did not fight for your right to choose whom you would wed, but for whatever bartered price that was the legal tender. You were sold to a stranger's bed in a stranger land. Remember? And you did not fight, mind you, I speak not mockingly, but I fought for freedom. I'm fighting now for our unity. We are women, all. And what wrongs you murders me and eventually marks your grave. So we share a mutual death at the hand of tyranny. They trapped me with a chain, the gun. They trapped you with lying tongue. For lest you see that fault, that villainy, that robbed you of name, voice, and authority, that murderous greed that wasted you and me, he, the white supremacist, fixed your minds with poisonous thought. White skin is supreme, and therewith brought that monstrous change, exiling you to things. Changed all that nature had in you wrought of gentle usefulness, abolishing your spring, tore out your heart, set your good apart from all that you could say, think, feel, know to be right. And you did not fight, but set your minds fast on my slavery, the better to endure your own. 'Tis true, my pearls were beads of sweat, wrung from weary body's pain. Instead of rings upon my hands, I wore swollen, bursting veins. My ornaments were the whiplash scar. My diamond, perhaps a tear. Instead of paint and powder, on my face I wore a solid mask of fear. To see my blood so spilled, and you, women, seeing, spoke no protest, but cuddled down in your pink slavery, and thought somehow my wasted blood confirmed your superiority. Because your necklace was of gold, you did not notice that it throttled speech. Because diamond rings bedecked your hands, you did not regret their dictated idleness. Nor could you see the platinum bracelets which graced your wrists were chains, binding you fast to economic slavery. And though you claimed your husband's name, still could not command his fidelity. You bore him sons. I bore him sons. No, not willingly. He purchased you. He raped me. I fought. But you fought neither for yourselves nor me. Sat trapped in your superiority and spoke no reproach. Consoled your outrage with an added brooch. Oh God, how great is a woman's fear, who for a stone, a cold, cold stone, would not defend honor, love, nor dignity. You bore the shaming mockery of your marriage and heaped your hate on me, a woman too, a slave more so. And when your husband disowned his seed that was my son and sold him apart from me, you felt avenged. Understand, I was not your enemy in this. I was not the source of your distress. I was your friend. I fought, but you would not help me fight, thinking you helped only me. Your deceived eyes, seeing only my slavery, aided your own decay. Yes, they condemned me to death, and they condemned you to decay. Your heart whisked away, consumed in hate, used up in idleness, playing yet the lady's part, estranged to vanity. It is justice to you to say your fear equaled their tyranny. You were afraid to nurse your young, lest fallen breasts offend your master's sight, and he should flee to firmer loveliness. And so, you pass them, your children, on to me. Flesh that was your flesh, blood that was your blood, drank the sustenance of life from me. And as I gave suck, I knew I nursed my own child's enemy. I could have lied, told you your child was fed till it was dead of hunger, but I could not find the heart to kill orphaned innocence, for as it fed, it smiled and burped and gurgled with content. And as for color, you know difference. Yes, in that first while, I kept your sons and daughters alive. But when they grew strong, in blood and bone that was of my milk, you taught them to hate me. You gave them the words mammy and nigger, so that strength that was of myself turned and spat upon me. Despoiled my daughters and killed my sons. You know I speak true, though this is not true for all of you. When I bestirred myself for freedom and brave Harriet led the way, some of you found heart, played a part in aiding my escape. And when you made your push for freedom, my sons fought at your son's side. My husbands and brothers too fell in that battle where Crispus Attucks died. It is unfortunate that you acted not in the way of justice, but to preserve the Union. And of course for dear sweet pity's sake. Else how came it to be as it is with me today? You hated slavery, yet abhorred equality. I would that the poor among you could have seen through the scheme and joined hands with me. Then we, being the majority, could long ago have rescued our wasted lives. But no, the rich, becoming richer, could be content, while yet the poor had only the pretense, and sought through murderous brutality to convince themselves that what was false was true. And so with Ku Klux Klan and fiery cross and bloody appetites set about to prove that what is right, forgetting their poverty. Thus the racist used your skins to perpetuate your slavery. And woe to me till, and woe to you. It is no mistake that your naked bodies on the calendars announce the fatal dates. This is what they plan for you. This is the depravity they would reduce you to. Death for me, and worse than death for you. What will you do? Will you fight with me? White supremacy is your enemy and mine. So, be careful when you talk with me. Remind me not of my slavery, I know it well. But rather, tell me of your own. Remember, you have never known me. You've been seeing me as white supremacy would have me be. But I will be myself, free. Justice, peace, plenty for every man, woman, child who walks this earth. This is my fight. If you will fight with me, then take my hand, that our land may come at last to be a place of peace and human equality. For there is love, there is the serpent, and there is the dove.
Chosen by right of birth. But then that.
And there you have it. And there you have it. And there you have it. Listen, I appreciate you all. We've gone just a little bit over today with that last presentation, but I just wanted to break it down for you. I just wanted to break it down. Listen, Bea Richards, she is the real deal. God rest her soul. She's done a marvelous job with that reading that she scripted. I hope it blessed you. I hope it touched your hearts. Listen, y'all got me on Black History today. This, like I said, this is just the tip of the iceberg. And for anyone that's offended, I cannot apologize. The truth is the truth. I saw somebody say, and we're getting ready to go because we're headed over to Rebel's house. This is Black feminism. And I just want to speak that. Black feminism is correctly called womanism. There is a difference. Feminism has its own agenda, which many times did not include people of color, nor does it envelop and encompass the idea of life from the Black woman, all life from the Black woman. So I'm just inviting you, the terminology, if you want to know more about womanism, which again is different, but you described it very well, and it would be determined and defined somewhat as a Black feminism. But in the Black culture, womanism and womanist theology, when I tell you I'm a womanist theologian, this is what I espouse to, because at the end of the day, I want the world to acknowledge that all life came from us. And as we move into a place of understanding, everybody is created equal. Doesn't matter whether your gene is dominant, doesn't matter if your gene is recessive. This whole earth is full of nothing but our children. Well, this is another day of Yes You O Cubed, one-on-one, just me and you. I love you, I love you, I love you. Thank you for coming through today. Now ride with us because we're getting ready to go over to the Rebels' house. Yes, the Rebels' house with the rebellious ones. They've already started cavorting. They've already started clowning. We're going to join them. So ride that raid train over. Now, you know how I like to say, come through, come through. At the end of the day, I want you to recognize that we are the change. Yes, the change that we want to see, we are the change. And you are not in this alone. alone. It's us, you, me, we all. And one of the things that we identify and recognize, we don't have a spirit of fear. We don't have a spirit of intimidation. We've got power. We've got love. We've got a sound mind. And we are all powerful in love. Please believe that. Now, listen, I want to appreciate everybody that the Lions support has brought to us. I thank you for those roaring biddies, SK8843, my moderators, Michelle Brownell, Shelly Thunder, and the Rebel Inc. Thank you for following Mr. Mani, Dr. Dady Priest, and MCP812. Thank you so much for those resubs. And to everybody that has come into the Lions Den today, I love you. I absolutely love you. Yes, I do. Thank you. Music by permission by none other than Regina Sims, the illustrious sister. Honey, enjoy. It won't be this way always. Now, come on. This raid train is moving. I want you to ride with us over to Rebel's house because we're going somewhere and we're doing something. And listen, I want to hear some more about these crushes. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, I appreciate everybody that has come through. I love you. I love you. I love you. Please copy that raid message. As I always say, do what you love what you do, and peace for your journey.